Anthony for breakfast, Albany 783 Triple M. Well, performance management's one of those vexing subjects, but one that applies to every workplace, whether you like it or whether you don't like it. Now, some companies have publicly stated they've sacked the performance management process, and others continue on the traditional path with their performance management. Should we get rid of performance management processes altogether? The man to talk to about it is HR expert Jonathon Woolfrey. Thanks for your time, Jonathon.
My pleasure again, Anthony.
Now, what are your observations of performance management processes? Because I don't like them.
Yeah, I don't think you're alone there, and that's why some organisations have quote-unquote sacked them. Look, my view is that if performance is managed well in an organisation, these archaic formal processes aren't really needed. But I think what happens is people get busy, people plan on bringing things up with their staff members, and sometimes they forget and things like that. So what's happened is these performance management processes we experience have started in there with good intentions, but have become these processes everyone hates because they're not meeting the needs of what people and organisations need anymore.
What can we do to improve performance management in our organisations? I'm not a boss. I'm someone that, my performance is managed and it's always under the microscope. And I don't know, all the time, it's just this continual feeling that, you're being corrected and told, you need to do this and change that and do this. And so I guess for me, I think there's got to be another way around this.
Yeah, look, it's a good one. My general thought is that, first of all, it comes from having a good relationship between a staff member and their boss, one born on trust and one knowing that, look, we're here to do a job the best way we can and we're going to work together to do that. Then how you bring that to life is through, this ongoing, constant communication, whether it's daily, weekly, but on a very regular basis where it's going, great job today. Look, I love the way that you did that. This thing, maybe we could tweak it or improve it. What do you think? Having that dialogue two-way kind of thing about it, and just doing it on a regular, frequent basis, just in a kind of more a casual way, if I dare say, and one based on a good relationship to begin with. I think that's what works best. And then there's no need for every 6 months or 12 months to have those massive check-ins where you're blown away because your boss has raised things from 6 months ago. So, and that's, in my experience, when the process starts to get so cumbersome and goes bad. So I think these, like just thinking, you're walking to get a cup of coffee together, have a chat, end of the day saying bye, just touching base on how things went, those kind of things. So I think if we actually make that as part of our mindset, I think we can nearly start to get away from having these bad once or twice a year processes. And then finally, if we do have to have them, then they're actually just an extension and a good block of time in there just to dig in a bit deeper.
What about when you're working remotely? Is there anything else that you should consider?
Yeah, that's a good question. I think we're going to learn a lot sooner rather than later from what working remotely does to the way that we approach traditional performance management processes. But some of those things, to me, it really clarifies things we probably should be doing anyway. Some of those things are setting expectations. When you're in the workplace physically, we can see people sitting there, so we spend less time setting those expectations. But I think when people are working remotely, we can say, look, we don't expect you to work 24/7. We expect you to work 8. Happy to be flexible. This is what it looks like. So get that sorted to begin with. Talk to your staff member about what good performance looks like and how we might, I'd say, measure that, but we don't want to become too bureaucratic about that. And then set those parameters in there because, like I said to you earlier, Anthony, walking to get a cup of coffee and just having a chat, ducking into an office at the end of the day, say bye. We don't have that anymore in a virtual environment. So you might need to be a little bit more structured. Say, hey, jump on Zoom 10 minutes to 4 and we'll just touch base on how the day went. Or we might set, between 9 and 12 on Friday, I'm going to be on Zoom, pop in whenever you feel free, things like that. So we need a little bit more structure. But if I might just finish on saying, the principles are the same. Set expectations, be really clear with, employee and manager about what good performance looks like, not bad performance, but good performance, and then put as little structure as possible, but some structure nonetheless in there to make sure it happens.
Yeah. Thank you very much. HR expert Jonathon Woolfrey. Catch up again soon, Jonathon.